Hi tubers, welcome back for another adventure. I mentioned a while ago that every once in a while I was gonna do what I call a game changer video, and this is what I would consider a game changer. The ability to get a flywheel off an all-terrain vehicle engine, very important. This happens to be a GY6 engine, and this is a flywheel puller for Hondas, and it seems to work for the ATC 200 185 engines and 185 engines and a bunch of others. But for the purpose of this thing, I ordered this. It's called all-in-one flywheel magneto stator puller for all that great stuff, and it turns out it's basically a double-sided version of this. I would assume the bigger side is for the larger cc stuff, and the smaller side is for the 50cc stuff. But quickly, the trick is to get this flywheel off without screwing up the bolt, without screwing up the threads. Take a look at your threading system and make sure it unscrews, so to speak, in a counterclockwise way. And don't assume they all do, because that they don't. The second thing is make sure that this thing is going to turn in a counterclockwise way, because if you over tighten the bolts, we saw what happened with the generator at the end of the driveway. It literally could break the flywheel. It could snap the end of the crankshaft off. It could drive the flywheel into the engine and do all kinds of damage. So make sure, once again, you're turning in the right direction. And I mean, this is how hard it is. I did spray it with PB Blaster and old left-handed Harvey. I mean, that's how hard it is to get loose, right? Not a big deal. To get the flywheel loose now, I'm going to use the new one to make sure the thread's on there properly and so forth. Or, if it doesn't work, I might be using the old one after all. I mean, I'm not sure if it threads on forwards or backwards. It seems to thread on backwards, so just keep that in mind. To be honest with you, I'm not liking the way it's threading on. You know when something normally goes on about one revolution, and then it stops, or it gets hard to put on. That makes me think it's cross threading. Yeah, this one, the official Honda one, is going on a lot better. Okay, so now to pop it off, I gotta put it on tighten, and gotta upsize a bit. Of course, if I was able to turn the camera on and off, this would be going smoother. But you guys could see reality TV, right? Just pretend you're watching the Kardashians. That's how hard it is to take off the flywheel. Came off that easily. You can see the threads are in really nice shape. I didn't break anything. Very, very important. Once again, I happen to mention this is a GY6 engine. I'm spending a little time working on these because I don't have a lot of experience on these engines. Obviously, I know something about engines. I've worked on a million of them. I've even worked on some successfully. But I don't know a lot about this, and I don't know if literally every piece transfers from one engine to the next. My belief is I will probably be surprised. Like if I took this cover off, and this is the one that's damaged here. Like if I took this cover off and attempted to put one on from another engine, I think that I will have little surprises. Like it kind of goes on, but not quite. You know, the screw holes kind of fight you a little bit, or the gasket is a little off. I think. I don't know. I haven't, once again, tried swapping something from this one came off the Kasai Wonder Buggy or Adventure Buggy, and this one came off a Carter. So and I actually, to be honest, I'm trying to figure some of that stuff out, because everything swaps from one engine to the next. That'll make my life a lot easier. Then I have more spare parts. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to show you. Spend a little bit on these guys. I think they're worthwhile. The Honda one was a little cleaner. It went on, threaded on a little easier. Probably this one here, if I oil it up, perhaps put some anti-seize on it and run it up and down the threads a few times. Also, if I get the washer out of there so it threads on a little more, that'll probably all be helpful. That'll clean it up a little. But actually, it seems to be well made. These things cost you know, somewhere between $10 and $20. A lot of times, it depends exactly where they're coming from. This came out of California, I think, is where it came from. It was probably made in China, Taiwan, India. But yeah, this was a local buy. So, or not a local. I mean, local is this was. This came to my house from someplace in the United States where it was manufactured. If I had to bet, China, right? Everything seems to be made there these days. This one was a better one. It's even got lettering and so forth on it. I also bought this a long time ago. This has been floating around. And one other quick comment, when it comes to tools like this, it's really best to keep everything in one place. Like if you keep your Honda puller there and your GY6 clone puller there, you can never really compare them, and you might forget that your clone puller has two different sizes. So when you see this size, if you don't remember it, you'll try your Honda. Oh, it doesn't work. I got to go buy something else, where your other puller might actually have both sizes on it. So wise to keep all this stuff right next to each other. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch, comment, and subscribe. Please remember to keep your feet down, your heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.